Hi everyone, welcome back to another anime review. We are reviewing an anime called Gal and Dino. Now, Gal and Dino, I've tried to review it earlier during the year, but I couldn't do it because of reasons. But Gal and Dino, what do my thoughts on Gal and Dino? Gal and Dino is an animation slash clay animation slash thing animation, but I'll get to that later. The three cha- the three There are only technically three main characters. The main character is a gal. She lives in an apartment complex and she likes to eat instant ramen noodles like Naruto, which we'll get into Naruto Shippuden at some point during the next year because I'm almost done with it. And then all of a sudden, you got the dinosaur who looks like a guy in a dork costume. So if he doesn't even look like a real dinosaur, he looks like a human-sized human just with a tail, and he's blue. He's like Blue's Clues or something like that, where blue is like an animated thing, like sort of. And then you've got her boyfriend, which is pretty. I think he's the only one that comes here and goes, and that's what happens. She also has a friend that stops by every now and again. So those are the four main characters, sort of. I think there's a couple other ones, but I haven't been watching it. I finished it like months ago, so I apologize for this anime review being late. But the main thing that interested me in this anime is the animation, where it's sort of like a 3D slash 2D animation, which we'll get into that aspect of it in a future review because I've already finished another anime review. That's the same thing. It's 3D, but it's not fully 3D like that anime. This feels like it's 3D, but it's technically 2D. The animation is really different from most animes that I've watched. So that's the main gist of why this anime is really good when it comes to its animation. However, there's a problem with the animation because there's only two sections of of every episode where it's only the animation that is animated. Because there's a small section of the first half of the anime where it's animation, and then when the plot's going is done from that scene, it goes to clay animation where the dino does something random and nothing happens. There's like a bunch of stuff that happens in the clay animation, but only lasts like 5 or 10 seconds. So when it comes to that aspect, he might be cooking, waiting for instant ramen noodles to cool down. He might be doing some other stuff like, oh, I don't know, maybe because he is trying to do random stuff, which baffles the fuck out of me. Like for example, he does an acid trip about something, and then you have to watch this guy do weird stuff. After the clay animation's done, it goes to a commercial break. Where they do with the commercial break is that they do a thing called where's Dino or something like that. It's like where's Waldo. I found 9 of the 12 because there's 12 episodes and they do it every single episode. But I found 9 of them before they pictured him. But as the episodes get further and further, it's hard to find them most of the time. They do it really easy in the beginning, but it's something like that. Then it goes back to the animation of the original first half, the first section of the anime. Then it goes back to clay animation for a split second again, and then that's the first full. That's the 15 minutes of the first of the 15 minute. That's all in 15 minutes of every episode. But the second half of the anime, it's live action. Like you're watching like the main character, the girl turns into a live human, and she talks Japanese, but she also talks English because apparently this got greenlit to do an English dub, which baffles the fuck out of me. So there's that. Then you've got the guy. Well, what do you think about the Dino? Well, Dino, when it comes to a live action, like you like watching a movie where people like Fast and Furious people, like the character, she's a real life person now, And the Dino is just a guy in a Dino costume, which they do some advertisements too here and there with the Dino thing, which I don't know how the fuck this got popular. It's just so fucking random, and it baffles the fuck out of me on how the fuck this got greenlit for an English dub, but whatever. So the second half has nothing to do with the main animation because the main character of the live action doesn't get introduced until the third or fourth episode because they do a side plot where Dino meets this old guy and he helps him out, but at the end of every episode where the old guy's there, he is pretty much dying at the end of the scene, and that's like, what the hell? Then Dino meets the girl, and that's that and the other thing, which I don't understand that part because there's a lot of magical type bullshit at the very end of why he keeps dying, but then he decides to live, and he's just a taxi driver. So, one of my thoughts on Gal and Dino, I think it's a really interesting anime. I just baffled the fuck out of me on how acid this anime takes you to a world because it's all mixed up and stuff. And I don't understand why the fuck this anime makes no fucking sense. It just baffles the fuck out of me. So I'm gonna give this anime a 6 out of 10. Still good, but you don't need to have the second half just no animation. It's just a live action show where you got a door costume and a girl who doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. They actually go to a theme park, which that must have spent a lot of money for because they probably rented out the whole entire theme park because there was no one there. Kind of understandable because if you see people, when you see people do stuff, it's like, what the fuck? They have random people talk to them. It's really interesting on how the fuck this anime got greenlit. I mean, the live action stuff makes no fucking sense. But I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10. I kind of enjoyed it too much, but it felt like I was on that strip. There's only one scene where it's the real animation, not the 3D animation. But we'll get back to that animation at some point. But I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10. Hope you guys have a nice positive day, and always stay positive.